Hi, Tim Sales here. Thanks for tuning in. If you succeed at something, is it your fault? If you fail at something, is it your fault? Well, Kylie says that it's not. Okay? So I want to show you this clip real quick and then I'm going to talk about it.
It's something where, people that I talk to, they're smart people, they're educated people, they're people that most definitely did try. Okay, so it's not your fault if it doesn't work out for you in these companies. It's not a matter of you didn't try, you didn't believe in yourself enough. It's not any of those things. They're simply not set up for high success rates, okay? Because of the business model, because of the recruiting model, because of the oversaturation, it just doesn't work that way. I would not even succeed in one of these things, okay? So
all right, so even she wouldn't succeed. All right, well, that's the bar. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. So I basically just broke down each one of those sentences that she said, and then I want to talk about them. So smart people, educated people, most definitely did try. All right, so she's emphasizing that smart people did it, then they should have succeeded, and educated people should have succeeded. All right, and they did try. All right, so not to be any way insensitive or something like that. All right, so all I'm doing is I'm just taking this because after 31 years of experience doing a lot of meetings, meeting a lot of people, educated people, smart people, I'm not quite sure how she defines a smart person. All right, educated, all right, that makes sense, but I'm not sure how she defines a smart person. So she has that piece in her mind that I'm not so sure about, but I don't really need that. So smart and educated doesn't mean production. That's my experience. So in the military, everything is about mission accomplished, getting dones. That's what it's all about. Either you can push something forward to a completion or you cannot. If you cannot, you're moved out of the way. Get somebody in there who will. Not can. It's will. Because it's hard or difficult or easy to everyone. You know what I mean? I know it's like that. That was weird because I said it's hard and easy. That is all perspective. So one person can say, oh, it was so hard. It was unbelievable. Oh my gosh, I almost died. I was sitting in traffic for like 2 hours. You know, like they make a big deal out of anything. And then there's other people who, you know, like they entertain themselves the entire 2 hours that they're sitting in traffic. They care less, right? It's just part of it. So that's what I meant where smart people, educated people, that's not necessarily the formula. She thinks that is the formula. And I know it's not. I've seen smart people. I've seen, I don't know, I wouldn't even say not so smart. If they can get it done, they get it done. That's all that we're really trying to do. It's not a matter of whether they're smart or not. I've seen educated people succeed, and I've seen educated people not succeed because they didn't produce. They didn't get it done, right? So, and then what I look for, educated or not, is can they learn a new thing? I have seen people who have a lot of education. I don't know, I just keep on having this thought, all right? It just keeps on. I can see myself sitting in a kitchen and I'm talking to a person who, one of my people, one of my representatives brought somebody to a kitchen, okay? And so I'm there and he was a little stiff, okay? So I don't know how my person had invited them, but he was a little stiff, you know, and so I'm just kind of joking around and everything, and he has like this, you know, briefcase, and he has like wingtip shoes on and everything, and he comes in and he's like, you know, like being very professional and everything, but stiff. And I said, man, you all right? And he says, oh, I don't know. I just heard you're real successful. And so I hope that you hire me. And I go, okay, no. I don't hire people. I work with people who want to work with me, and I train them, and that's what I do. You don't have to impress me in this meeting. It will do no good. Okay, so and so he was so utterly shocked. Now, I'm just going to continue that conversation because it was a very interesting one for me, and I was flabbergasted by it. Okay, so we go on into the conversation, and so he says, "So what's the salary?" And I said, "It isn't a salary; it's a commission only." And he goes, "Oh, I would need a salary." And I said, "Why?" And he goes, "I just don't have the blood to be an entrepreneur." I said, "What do you mean the blood?" Like, didn't make sense to me. And I go, explain more. And he says, I'm looking for something secure. And I said, so how long have you been in school? He says, well, I've got my master's degree, and I'm going to go on and get my PhD. And I said, how long have you been in school? And he said, I think he said 11 years or something like that, or it would be 11 years or something. And I said, and you're looking for security. You haven't had a job in 11 years, and you're looking for security. Do you get the irony of that? You need a job. You need to work. You need to produce. You don't need to go back and get more school. And that's what he was doing because he couldn't get a job with a master's degree. You see what I'm saying? In other words, locked solid, no flexibility, no competence. All right? So what do I mean by competence? Somebody comes in and I say, have a cup of coffee on my desk at 8:00 every morning, right? And I don't show up, but they still bring the cup of coffee. In other words, competence. They can't think with the scene. All right? They're looking at a situation, or they're looking at something, and they just can't be, they have no competence. They can't think with the scene. And so it's, can they learn a new thing? That's what I'm looking for. And can they implement what they learn? So people who have a lot of education, what they've proven is that they can confront study. It doesn't mean they can confront doing, implementing. All right? Like, you take an engineer or something like that, and they show up to a job site and they have all the math, they have all the physics, they have all the geometry, they have everything, right? But they cannot figure out how to put the truss on the building to the code for the county or the city or the state or whatever. You see what I'm saying? In other words, they know all the math, but they can't implement their knowledge into life. So that is the function that I've seen with smart and educated people. But I've seen smart and educated people succeed very much. And so it's not a function of that they're smart or that they're educated. It is a function of production, and can they learn a new thing, and can they implement a new thing? It's not try. Okay? All right, so it's not your fault. It's not your fault that it didn't work out for you in these companies. All right, so here we go. Kylie isn't God. She cannot, adjudicate guilt or free. Okay, she can't, she can't. So if I pick up this phone, I picked up the phone, right? And if I didn't pick up the phone, I didn't pick up the phone. Callie wasn't there. She can't adjudicate and say, Tim, it's not your fault. Who is she? She's external to the whole thing. And so, if you, like, let's say, all right, it feels good, right? So, my son, Tristan, he's on the jiu-jitsu mat, and, and he loses. And he comes off the mat, and Mama jumps out in front, and she puts her arm around her, right? And I'm hoping, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. It's okay, baby, you tried your best. No, don't say that. Because I know that is so damaging. Let him experience the feeling of defeat. That is what wakes a person up. That's what says, I've got to train more. I look right over the mats. So that's the thing that it does. What you don't want to do is immediately discredit it. Don't blame it on something else. Don't blame it on you tried hard. No, you didn't drill enough. You didn't work out enough. You weren't fast enough. Okay, that's the truth. Don't tell them anything else. Yeah, I'm tough. Okay, and so if you blame blank, whatever you put in this little box right here, whatever you put there, if you blame blank for failure, you will never succeed, and blank, that blank haunts you because it won. So if you say, oh, I couldn't succeed because it was oversaturated, well, guess what? You're going to have to, whatever you do in life, you're going to have to be the first person there. Okay, because you just blamed it on that, and now you are forever subservient to that. If you blame it on your upline, you're forever subservient to your upline. In other words, it does you no good to do that. All right? It's okay. It's not your fault. That is destructive. Okay, let them decide what it is. It's not your fault. It's not a matter of you didn't try or didn't believe in yourself enough. That's actually true. I agree with her. Trying and believing has nothing to do with it. If you try and don't do this, you'll fail. If you believe 100% in your success and don't do this, you'll fail. That's what she says here, and that's true. And by the way, just in case you're new and I've not explained this, this is called the pipeline, and every business in the world has to do each of these steps one way or another. If you're a college, you have to do this. If you're a priest, you have to do this. If you want to get married, you have to do this. Okay? It's just the law of any organization, and if they want to expand, they have to do this. Okay, it's not your fault. They're not set up for high success rates. Business model, recruiting, oversaturation. All right, so business model. First off, Khalid, name one. You show me a business that has unlimited income potential and it has a high success rate. Show me one. Okay? All right, any of them. You can choose insurance, you can choose real estate, you can choose, I don't care, vacuum cleaner, door-to-door sales, you can choose affiliate marketing. Choose any of them. You show me one that has a high success rate. And see, so you're out there bashing network marketing, but you're not giving anybody a solution. Okay, so you are a professional critic, if there is such a thing. All right, so the business model, so that I'm not jumping over what she's trying to say here, a business model is, well, let me jump over here, do it over here. So the business model is real simple. Okay, so you've got a company, and that company creates products and services that you want to market. Okay, good. You create a contract with that person or that company, and now you can sell their products. They offer you a compensation plan for acquiring customers and training sales reps. That's a business model. And it's the most common, it's the most common of all business models. That's what goes on. Everybody does. It may be that what you're doing is that this might be a manufacturer that you're connecting to, and then the company is here. But I was just describing that this is a network marketing company, and you, through a contract, get the rights to sell a product. You can sell it at retail. You can also build a sales team. That's a model. Okay? So the business model, recruiting. Okay? If you want to open a barbershop and you don't want to recruit anybody else, well, then you're going to make small money. You're not going to make unlimited money because you're basically using your time, right? Your skill, if you will, to make 20 bucks or 30 bucks or whatever it is that they make. So that's not what I'm talking about here. If you want to grow a big business, you got to recruit. You can't do it all yourself. All right, so my videographer gave me the timeout sign saying that we're running a little bit long. We try to keep these within the 15-minute range or so. And so we're going to push the remainder of this to the next video. But I do want you to comment on this video and let me know what you think. Do you feel as though someone's success or failure is their fault? All right? Or is it, it wasn't your fault? And is it any good if you say that? All right, I want to know your opinion. Was I too tough? All right, so sometimes my wife lets me know that I'm too tough on my sons, but my job is to make them men. Okay, and so so let me know down below and tell me what you think. Is it your responsibility? Is it your fault? Is it, like that kind of thing? So also, if you haven't considered subscribing, please do so. And if you find this video helpful, please pass it on to somebody else. Thank you. See you in the next video.